Hi, for today's tear down or even autopsy this. We have here an electronic time fuse type M445 for the M-26 cluster bomb rocket. So this piece is inert. Why it is inert? Because in fact it did already explode. And like a firework, it will not explode twice. So it is, I believe, retrieved from a battlefield somewhere in Afghanistan or something like this. And I've had it in my collection for quite a long time, but the curiosity was too high. I wanted to open it and see what was inside. And considering it was in quite mediumly bad shape anyway, it was more interesting to open it and have a good look inside. So before we take this apart, we will check if Google has any useful information. So, surprisingly enough, Google has quite a lot of information about the M445 fuse. We have my own photos, and we have one cutaway and one drawing. So this fuse is an electronic time fuse for this kind of M26 cluster bomb. We will start with the drawing. Here is what we have inside. Under the nose cone we have this first assembly, which is a fluidic generator assembly. Apparently it converts the high-speed wind entering the nose cone when the rocket is launched to power the electronics. I am not sure of how it works exactly. We will try to find out. We have 3 layers of circuit boards with mill-grade components controlling the safety and arm mechanism, which is completely destroyed and missing on mine, and this triggers the lead charge assembly, which is the ignitor to the warhead of the rocket. Here is the harness for remote programming the fuse before launching and also going somewhere else in the rocket, it seems. On the cutaway we have the arrangement. On mine, this piece here was crimped all around, so I have to cut with a saw, and here also at the bottom you can see the 3 layers of circuit boards, the generator and the arm and safe device. So what happens when this fuse fails? Well, your cluster bomb will crash in the ground as an old banana. And here I have some better views of internal parts. So this I don't have, it is completely missing except for one little piece. This is a generator assembly, and the 3 circuit boards, guys, they should look like this, but spoiler here, they are completely smashed in mine, and sadly they will not look that great. So let's do it. Let's open this thing. Okay, so this flat flex here is the remote programming flat flex that will come in the nose cone of the rocket, and there will be another flat flex here, and it will pull out and disconnect by itself when the rocket is launched. And now I will start with this bottom part. So as you can see, I did cut it open all around. There is a rubber seal just at the level I did the cut. So this is the part which was already previously here, which is just an aluminum ring. And if I pull, it will just fall in parts. This is pretty thick die-cast metal, not sure what material it is exactly. And you can see it is all black inside because of explosion. This is the remains of the arm and switch mechanism. Not much to see, some powdered metal or something like this. We have the remains of a plastic cover here. Little brass contact thing. Other part of the arm and safe mechanism. You can see. I believe this is actually the needle that will trigger the inhibitor charge. But it is completely ruined. I'm not even sure if these two parts are supposed to come together or not. Maybe, no, not sure. And we have more parts here. In fact, you can see the remains of the circuit board. And some other parts that will come out when I will remove the top. Here we have a little bit of foam, it seems. So in the top section there is not much fragments left because I did already open the top and I did clean it a little bit, but it was full of little fragments, not even easy to identify for some of them. So let me zoom in a little bit and I will just lift this. Okay, so here is the inside of a nose cone, just empty. I guess we have another O-ring in here somewhere. So here is the 3D assembly, so the wires are already cut. Because I found this in this condition. In fact, there were just one wire still connected anyway. The others were already disconnected. And the two screws here did escape from where they were, and I am not able to reinstall them. For some reason, maybe the threads are stripped inside here. And it is written fluid generator assembly. So we will try to take it apart further in order to try to understand what it does exactly. You can see there is a loose capacitor here, even the zip tie here is broken. So we will look at this just after. For now we will try to pull out the electronics, or what is remaining of them. So we have a broken plastic disc here, O-ring which is loose, other bits of plastic, more bits of plastic, and oddly enough the second layer of plastic was not completely broken. Quite weird. So I have to try to pull it out. Let me try to find the correct tool for the job. This may be. So if I break it, it is not a big deal because it is already broken anyway. As you can see, we have marks inside of the legs here of on the circuit board that were pressed so hard it did mark the plastic when it did explode, and you can see there is black soot everywhere, black goop or whatever you want to call it, some loose parts. And now we have 3 PCBs that I will try to push from the rear. Not sure if they will operate or not. Apparently yes. So we have quite a lot of mess. As you can see in these fragments, before we go further, I have a capacitor. So initially there were a lot more parts, but some of them were already cleaned. These are the small spacers for the 2 PCBs, the remaining of them. The top of IC and another top of an IC, and a third of an top of an IC. So as you can guess, the circuit boards are pretty much ruined. In fact, we have not much left. And here in the bottom we just have remains of a flat flex and some extra pieces. So I will zoom on this. So in the photo we had 3 circuit boards, but here it is only 2 apparently. This one is in half correct condition, I would say, but this one is cracked. You can see the very bad condition of the 2 hybrids, so for this reason I will open them. And everything else is smashed or destroyed in one way or another. This cap here, these resistors are cut in 2 parts. And on this side we mostly have the 2 ICs which are properly decapped. They are ceramic ICs. So it will be interesting to look at this with the USB microscope, I guess. First I will make some clean space. Not need anymore these wires. These wires also. Get rid of all what is not useful to investigate. Okay. Here also. So I will clean a little bit the mess and we will have a better look at the fluid generator. So this fluid generator, I will first remove what is not needed. This. So here we have the remains of insulated standoffs. We have this plate which was attached by these 2 screws which were loose inside the device. You can see this one, this strip is free actually. So it looks like it is a deal of magnets and coil. Yes, 2 copper color magnets and one kind of coil piece here, which may come loose if I undo this, but first I will undo the top. So obviously the airstream will enter here, will probably escape from the side, and doing this maybe it will turn a little impeller or something like this. I have no idea. So let's undo the screws, which are quite loose by the way. I did not undo them previously. Of course they are imperial. I try to be quick, so I hope it will reveal how this thing works. I will try to repair it in order to be able to keep it with remains of a fuse. This part I will probably keep. Really a weird setup. So there is no much information about who is actually the manufacturer of these things. And all the components seem to be very middle grade and no obvious brands on them except on the little golden cover which was written. It is here. Microchip. So it did come apart, revealing nothing spectacular. This is just an empty piece. This is some kind of diaphragm which is riveted in here, it seems, or screwed in here. Yes, it seems to be screwed here in the middle. So let's undo this, the remains of this coil. I may have an idea of how it works. Yes, this is some kind of diaphragm. This piece is screwed in here and seems to be glued actually. So I believe that maybe, in fact, the airstream will make it vibrate at a high frequency. The vibration will be transferred in here somewhere, and it will modify the magnetic flux in the created by the magnet in the coil, and thus therefore create some electricity in the coil. But quite a weird setup, by the way. Okay, so I will put this back together, and I will take the Dremel and try to open the covers on the hybrids here. I will maybe need the USB microscope, so I will be right back. Okay, so good news. After a little bit of dremeling, I was able to open both of the hybrids and also even this transistor. So I will install the USB camera and we will have a closer look at them. So we will start with this more or less power transistor thing. As you can see, really regular transistor die with bonding wires and glass insulators on the case. Nothing special here. We will go directly to the two broken ICs. Let me focus, the other focus, this one. So we have one chip here, and you can see actually it is loose. The carrying piece is loose from the legs here on the side. So I will try to zoom a little bit further for you on this thing. Let me correct the focus. Try to the other way as usual. Here we are. It is not easy. Low integration apparently. I can't tell a lot more about this thing. Broken bonding wires all the way around, you can see. I will not be able to do better than this. Okay, let's go to the other one. So the cover of this ship is written 14043B. It is all made apparently by Motorola. The second IC, which is here, no, here, yes, let me focus, a little bit bigger die, as you can see, and again very low integration level. They must be analog. I see there is something written here on the right, but I guess it will not be possible to see better what we have. Okay, so this is for the first PCB, now the second one with the hybrids. So this is actually the remain of one IC. You can see the golden carrier here and the contacts with the remains of the bonding wires, but the IC chip by itself did disappear, and I did not see it in the fragments while I was not waiting for IC, so maybe I did miss it, but you can see the ceramic carrier is broken. The cover did fly away, and the IC itself was destroyed. So I wonder if it's if this is a design that the electronics will destroy like this when you fire the thing. Here I need to zoom out a little bit for this hybrid. So look at this. In fact, on this one, guys, we have one IC here, but we have here solder pads that are actually solder pads for these capacitors here that did come off. It is quite interesting. So I have at least 3 of them, and actually the carrier itself of the hybrid is loose also, as you can see. So we have here this that seems to be a precision resistor, yes, to an optional little optional module, and you can see everywhere the golden tracks. Now we go to the second hybrid, so this one will not be easy because the PCB is bent, and my USB microscope does not like at all bent parts because the focus area is very narrow. So we have one IC here. You can see the broken bonding wires. I did not break them myself in opening it, so it is the whatever shock or explosion this thing had that destroys them. It is interesting. You can see more gold tracks. We have this is actually nothing. Carbon resistors with apparently laser trim marks here. We have one little, I was expecting an IC, but in fact it must be a transistor here. Actually it is all for this thing. Apart from this, only more of this, the same stuff. Golden tracks and laser trim resistors. So it is in fact all for this hybrid module, and also all for this M445 time fuse. I will try to put back together all the remaining parts in order to have a time fuse that looks like a time fuse. And apart from this, thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and check my other videos and playlist. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.